Darrin, congratulations on the win. You talk all the time about 40 minutes of effort on the offensive side, on the defensive side. This was pretty darn close to that. I mean, your guys were really intense the whole time.
Yeah, no, we're really proud of our guys' effort, Jim, on both ends of the floor. And, I think, down the stretch, I don't know exactly what the time on the clock was, but we got 3 or maybe 4 straight steals and stops. A couple of those which led to baskets that just, were the difference in the game. And so that's who we have to be our best. I also thought we played with really good flow tonight offensively, maybe as good as we've been. And we didn't make shots in the first half, but we were getting great looks. I mean, I didn't get Marquez Warwick any more open. He just didn't make them. But you know what? He made them when he counted, as well as Trey Robinson, huge 3 in the corner, huge drive by him. And as you mentioned, I don't know that you can say enough about Chris Brandon. If there's a guy that's impacting winning more for his team in college basketball, just going out there and taking his lunch pail and doing all the dirty work, I'd like to see him, because there can't be many that's doing a better job than Chris right now.
Coach, you mentioned that end of the game situation. It was a 50-48 game with 5 minutes to play, and then you guys didn't let them score for about 4.5 minutes to really put yourselves ahead and put the game away. You held them to 26 points in each half on their home court. Defensively, aside from just getting some of the steals, which you guys always do, was there something else about your defense tonight that was at another level than typically is?
I don't think so, really. I mean, I just think we stayed more solid tonight maybe than we have been. We were aggressive but didn't give up some easy ones that maybe when we're not playing as well that we do. We changed defenses at the end of the game. I think that helped us stay matched to them. And the thing we did really well was we guarded the 3. I mean, obviously Spears is a problem. No matter how well you play against him, he's capable of getting 16, 18, 20 points. But I thought a real key was we did a much better job defending the 3 on the whole, holding them to 5 for 19 from 3-point line.
Chris Brandon picked up his 3rd foul at 17:59 of the second half. You took him out of the game for only, as it turned out, about 2.5 minutes. That's the spell where Robert Morris took the lead. Did you just figure there you're going to have to kind of roll the dice that you're not going to be able to get this thing done if he's not on the floor?
Yeah, I'm not big on, you got 2 fouls, we got to take you out in the first half, depending on what happens, or you got 3 fouls early in the second half, we got to take you out. I mean, you got to play with fouls. If you do that and you don't put the guy back in, he doesn't pick up a foul, you've been without your best player for a while. And so it was a situation where, honestly, offensively, in some ways more than defensively, it was hurting us. We're an offensive team that is playing through our 5-man some in terms of his ability to read ball screens and then, play with the ball at the top when we get into some dribble handoff action. And Chris does that so much better than anybody else we can put in. So some of it was offensive as well.
He had about an 18-footer early in the first half of the game that he knocked down. Looked like he shoots that ball all the time. He had a nice turn on the corner and a basket in the second half. He looks to be like he is looking more offensively now than he did in the early part of the season.
I just think he's, like all of our guys tonight, I think he was much more comfortable and confident in how we played. And the encouraging thing for me was we played like we practiced for 40 minutes. We had 2 terrific practices heading into this trip where we really worked on playing with pace and being aggressive offensively. And I thought we did that as well as we have maybe all year if you count the whole game.
Something that was notable to me, at least, is every time you guys came over for a timeout, your guys would take a little huddle with just team only before they got there. Do you know what was going on in there, or what spurred that along, or did you notice it at all during the game?
I mean, I noticed it, and I think it's great because it means that they're taking some ownership. This is a team that struggles when, for whatever reason, we get to worrying about how things are going, instead of just playing the next play and playing with aggressiveness and staying confident. And I thought those guys being committed to it together before we ever told them anything. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how smart we are, what we tell them, or what we draw up. They got to compete and go make plays on both ends. And I thought we did that really aggressively tonight. I mean, that last 4 minutes was about as good as you can get on the road against a team, by the way, that just won 3 in a row and has probably the best big man in the league.
They did a lot of pressuring against your guards, but I thought Xavier Rhodes handled the ball very well tonight.
Really good until the end when he needed to get open on press offense. Like, for the life of me, I don't understand why guys won't cut to get open on press offense. The guy has the ball out of bounds. They're counting 5 seconds, and Xavier's just standing there. Other than that, Jim, yes, he did a really good job and was aggressive. And like you said, Rick, 12 steals, which is how we need to play to be good. And again, just a total team effort on both ends, I thought.
You talk a lot about Trey Robinson, and you just wish that he would become more consistent for you. And really, since Christmas, that is what he's been giving you, isn't it?
I mean, other than the turnovers tonight, I don't know that Trey can play any better. I mean, 13 points on 4 of 8 shooting, 3 of 7 from the line, made both his free throws. Had 5 rebounds, had a couple steals, and again, as we mentioned earlier, had some really timely baskets. He's a guy now, if you notice, I'm coming out of a timeout trying to throw the ball inside to him because I think he's going to do something positive with it, whether that's score or find somebody. And, which reminds me that one of the things we did really well offensively tonight, I thought we cut really well. It's the best cutting night we've had. We got a lot of good cutting, especially from the corner when they overplayed the kick-out passes.
Was that something that you saw at halftime? Because it seemed like second half immediately you were looking for that backdoor along the baseline.
Quite honestly, it was something that we saw in general with our team that was just a little bit too much standing around and not reading cuts. One of the challenges with playing the way we do, where you've got really good players in ball screens like Marquez Ward, like Sam Vincent, is you got to get great spacing, but you also can't just stand around all the time. You got to read some cuts and get some cutting out of it. And so I thought our guys did a really good job. Again, we worked on that the last couple of days, and they carried it over tonight and did it for 40 minutes. Some really big plays on that.
All right, Coach, congratulations on the win. Big one here at Robert Morris, and good luck coming up on Saturday when we go to Youngstown State. Try to get one done there.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jim.